Good afternoon and welcome to this meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety for the City of Huntington on July 7th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order beginning with a roll call. Christie?
Mayor Strick,
Present?
Danielle Albertson,
Present.
Megan Bondbrake,
Present.
Anthony Lesnikia.
Present.
Thank you. First item on the agenda today is minutes from the previous meeting of June 16th. Is there a motion to bring those to the floor for consideration and adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of the minutes? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of approval of the minutes as submitted. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries and the minutes are adopted. Not seeing any items under old business, moving on to consideration of new business. First item under new business is a special event request, reviewing the DORA for the Dennis Newcomb Foundation event on July 12th. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second, and with us we have Sabrina here. Yeah, great. Step on up and tell us how the first one went and give us a sense of what you're looking at next.
Actually, it went really well. Everybody really enjoyed the Dora, so that was fun. We did an outside bar, and then of course they could do the inside, and they really enjoyed not having to dump their drinks out, and they could just kind of wander around. We raised $125 for our block party for August, which is the back to school event, by people doing like the community garage sale stuff, so that was nice. And we've decided on that event we're actually going to collect like the school items and stuff for the teachers. So instead of it being for, because of the other back to school events with like book bags and stuff like that, we've decided that we're gonna focus ours on giving the teachers extra stuff that we actually get, because they have to spend a lot of money out of pocket a lot of times. That's where we're gonna focus ours for the August event. This one is the one that I do every year. You guys have been looking at me for quite a few years now. It's a really nice event. We are doing the bike ride kicks. The kickstands go up at noon that day. We'll start the signups at 10. And then we'll leave for that. And while we're gone, everybody will set up for the outdoor space that day, which that all kicks off around 3 when we get back from the ride. We're gonna have a bounce house and kind of like water balloons and stuff for the kids. We are doing DJ karaoke that day instead of doing a band this year, which it kind of is nice because Star 69 is at Music in the City this year, so they get done at like 8, and so it'll be kind of nice because then they can wander over, which it coincided last year, and it was nice to stay downtown and hang out. We're gonna continue the Dora like how we did our last event. We'll have the bar set up outside, or they can go in and out. We are doing a cornhole tournament, so we'll have that more down towards Legends area. The food and everything will be set up in front of my place at Market Street. We'll set the music up there as well. Our last event, we had it set up across the street, but there was a bug problem. So they're coming from that other side. There's some pretty large bugs over there, so we're gonna move our DJ over so they don't have to deal with that. It was a thing. But so we're gonna move them on our side. We're opening up to vendors like we do each year. One of my vendors is super bummed out. They did it every year with me, but they're out of town this weekend. And then we're doing a pool tournament inside in both establishments, and just kind of hanging out, doing
Aaron, anything to add? Now, I know in the past, going through the ATC process, you had to have snow fencing like all the way down the block. Now with this, how is the layout and design and traffic flow change? I know we're gonna probably have barricades there at the,
We'll do it just like our community one where we
Okay.
have the barricades
Yep.
ways. That's exactly what we did for the community, and it worked out, the community garage sale, and it worked out just fine.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll probably shut the street down around between 8 and 9 that morning so we can start setting. We always have it open back up by midnight. So after the event's over, we go through, we make sure everything's cleaned up, barricades over, which I got a phone call. I don't know if they found their phones. I'm hoping they did. After the last event, we had them stacked in a specific area and they
Tim,
disappeared
did
on
we find our
Sunday.
cones? Okay.
Also, somebody took off with them. But we had stacked them with the barricades and decided they wanted them. Yeah, we were just gonna shut it down like we did
Okay.
last time. And like I said, we should have the street open by
Board members, any other?
What's the day?
It's Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
July 12th.
And so far, I just did a tally of what we raised for the last 2 years. And we're at $5,200, so I was super stoked about that. Hopefully with this year, maybe we'll be able to find the piece of property that around town and at least conquer that part of it. And the ultimate goal is to build the tiny homes for the veterans, for the homeless veterans.
Further questions?
So this event, you talked about this event earlier this year. It was going to be something that was for backpacks. And then you
That one's-
coordinated with the people that do that and decided to go to raise money for the teachers?
So, yeah, the August event that we had,
Okay,
that one's August 2nd. And when we did the community garage sale, the booth rental that we charged people, that's going towards our back to school event in August.
got it.
And instead of like collecting like school supplies and
right.
backpacks for the kids, we got to talking about it and we bounced around a few ideas. We thought about maybe school lunches, but that was gonna be kind of a lot, especially
Yeah,
with all the schools. So then I was like, the teachers always have to, because by the end of the year, they're running out of supplies and sending notes
sure.
saying, hey, can you send more in? So I was like, why don't we raise, like, we'll take in the donations or whatever to raise, to actually help out the teachers
Yeah.
around the community. So
Got it.
we figured we would divvy it up and drop it off at each school. And that way, it was kind of fair that way.
That event's in August.
That's August 2nd, I believe.
Okay.
And then our last event will be in September.
Okay.
And that one's our fall festival. That's the one I'm not gonna lie. We get to do we're gonna do like mini pumpkins for like a little mini pumpkin decoration contest for the kids. I've actually I'm friends with people that have their own like petting zoo and stuff. And so they had talked about bringing down the animals for the kids and stuff.
Cool.
I'm pretty excited about
Yeah.
that.
Well, we appreciate your patience in coming back for each one, since this is the first year for Dora for all of us.
Oh, I
So-
understand. Like I said, everybody seemed to enjoy it at the community garage sale. And we kind of saw some new faces too, so that was nice. I mean, the ultimate goal is just to bring people back downtown.
I do
How
have a
many-
question. Are all the buildings now established with the stickers? Like, do they all have the stickers stating if you're allowed in there or not? There were some buildings I walked by and I did not see a sticker, so I wasn't sure if they like are participating or.
I know there was still some conversation with a few to help them understand, though, you need to put up the sticker. So,
How many years have you been doing,
This will be
The
our
foundation.
5th year.
okay, I know it's been quite a while.
The first year was kind of crazy because it happened right after Dennis passed
Mm-hmm.
away. And so everybody was like, no, we're not doing anything. But I didn't feel right for it. I'm not one that likes that kind of attention. So the second year, unfortunately, the money that I raised went to T-shirts because we purchased too many. So, but the last 2 years have been really great. Like, even with the expenses out and stuff, like I said, we're still at 5,200. So I'm not upset about that because I wish I had more time to do more events throughout the year because it would go faster. But unfortunately, I'm tapped out. So, I try and do one big one each year to get where we can go. So I'm hoping after this one, I'll be able to come visit you and say, where's some property?
we'll look forward to that conversation. Board members, any other questions on the event?
A comment, you might want to check with the schools, because I know a lot of times they already have a list of
Yeah.
wants.
Oh, okay.
Wish list type things, a lot of teachers
Yeah,
will put
well,
those together and.
right after we get done with this one, we're gonna start pushing on that one really hard. So, I'll reach out to some of the schools and see exactly what they're looking.
Advertise, hey, we donated towards this item or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, then, we'll call the question in favor of approval of the special event request for the foundation, Dennis Newcomb Foundation event on July 12th. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries and the event's approved. Thank you.
Am I coming back before August, by the way? You want to see me again?
Yeah.
Perfect. So just set it up with her on that day?
Yep, sounds good. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a special event request for the Fruit Street Block Party, also this Saturday. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second, and we have two of the neighbors from there who are willing to share a little bit about it, but this is an event that occurred last year. Folks will be familiar with that. And you can go ahead and step on up and state your name and address for the record and just let us know how it went last year and any proposed changes to this year.
My name is Bob Manginelli. I live at 1690 Fruit Street with Terry Vogelman's here with me. Your address is what? 181 Kent's. Having a block party again this year like we did last year. We need to block off Margaret Street, Fruit Street between Margaret and Kent's. That's pretty much it. No vendors. It's going to be bring your own beverage / booze. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as far as like coolers and chairs and and blankets and stuff, it'll be 99% on his property, his house, like it was last year.
Board members, any questions or discussion?
Pretty much it.
Your second year?
Yeah, this
How did it go last year?
great, fantastic. Had people from all over came in,
Oh, good.
including people from out of state. But yeah, it went really well.
It's quite a block
Had
party.
no problems. We're anticipating the same thing.
Good.
Cool.
I do remember we had a discussion about keeping areas designated as in the BYOB area. Do we need to discuss that?
Designated for,
For,
Just recommend keeping the beverages that you bring
Yeah, we are,
yourself
all in
on,
one
on private
area.
property.
there you go.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, that's the way it will be.
Yep.
Okay.
Think we have everything covered.
Just remember that being brought up last year.
Glad it went well. Further discussion and consideration? Call the question in favor of approval of the Fruit Street Block Party for this Saturday. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Have fun.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda, we have HK Porter demolition bids to receive. Is there a motion to authorize receiving those?
There's one more
I
special
say
event.
we missed one.
Nope, I didn't get the new one.
The letter
Is
from.
this the letter?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, so on this matter, for an event coming up, we do have a temporary vendor that would like to participate in the DORA, and as we've gotten guidance from ATC, that requires a letter from the Board of Works authorizing that. So the temporary vendor in this case is 2Es. They would participate in the first annual Tenderloin Fest in August 9th. And so with that, is there a motion to authorize submitting that letter to ATC on behalf of the event?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, further discussion and consideration.
TC?
Alcohol and Tobacco
Oh, that's,
Commission.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The fun stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the fun committee for the state. Further
Where-
question or discussion?
Where is the Tenderloin Festival taking?
We already approved that, right?
Yeah, what-
Main Street.
Okay. We'll call the question in favor of authorizing that letter then. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Right, next item on the agenda, I think, is HK Porter demolition bids. Or a motion to authorize receiving those bids.
So moved.
Second.
We have 9 to open this morning, or afternoon, rather. First one is from Green Demolition, LaPorte, Indiana. So the way that the specifications require for bidding is it's a lump sum for the demo and then a unit cost for some concrete capping. Their base bid is $2,178,800. $2,178,800. I did not see the unit. Opposite side of this. The rest of these here. I do not see that in there, so they may not have had the updated one in terms of the bid form, but if we'll find it. The next one is from Sabre Demolition, Warners, New York. Their base bid, 986,000 even. See that one in there either in this first shot. SES of Cleves, Ohio.
That is not what I wrote down. Okay. That's not what I wrote down.
$1,599,000 and a unit of $400 per cubic yard. Next one is Renaissance of Indianapolis.
What was that one? Could you repeat that one more time, Bryn, please?
$1,599,000.
No,
The name? Renaissance.
okay.
$1,690,000. I do not see the unit cost on that one.
That's one that
Star Environmental of Indianapolis. $1,930,000 and a unit cost of $500 a cubic yard. Next one is Complete Demolition Services, Louisville, Kentucky. $977,717 and a unit cost of $120 a yard. Cubic yard.
Was that a yard or a cubic yard?
A cubic yard,
Oh, okay.
sorry. Woolridge Construction, Memphis, Indiana. $629,997. I don't see a unit cost on this one. Omega 3, Elgin, Illinois. $1,391,276 with a unit rate of 245 per cubic yard. And the final one. Door and Associates, Bay City, Michigan. $764,300 and no unit price. So 9 bidders, a complex and involved project involving some specialized work ranging, looks like from 629 to 2.1. It would be my recommendation that the board take these under advisement. We'll scan them all in, send them to our engineer, get them reviewed, looked at, make sure everybody checks all the boxes that are required for the submittals, and then come back to you in your next meeting or the one after that with a recommendation.
Is there a motion to take the bids under advisement?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of the motion? This time, before calling the vote, just want to publicly thank all the firms that submitted a bid on this project. It's one that's very important to us in the city. With that, then, we'll call the vote in favor of the motion to take the bids under advisement. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a supplemental diesel exhaust fluid supply agreement with the County Highway Department. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Herberg.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pinch hitting for Annette. She provided me this separate fuel supply agreement between the city and the county for a particular kind of fuel that I think burns cleaner, I believe. And right now, the prices, non-county prices, are more than the county prices. So the county provided us with the agreement. It's quite similar to the other agreement we signed earlier, and it's there for the board, and I can answer any questions.
Questions or discussion by board members?
So the agreement price we're going for the DEF is 35. Is that the current price we're sitting at?
Yes.
Okay.
DEF is a fuel additive for diesel engines that burn cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Further question? Not hearing any at this time. We'll call the question in favor of approval of the agreement. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a Duke Energy pool bracing agreement. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Director Cutress.
Yes, thank you. The agreement that I have here for Duke Energy is a pole bracing agreement as it relates to the water main extension project for River Fork West as we work through utility coordination Duke Energy has an easement that we want to be within for the installation of the water main, which then gives them rights to request reimbursement for their activities from the city. In this case, we're just asking them to hold the utility pole and brace it while we dig right next to it for the installation of the water main. This agreement is for basically a reimbursement of their activities of $6,098.02. So it would be my recommendation at this time that the board authorize the mayor to sign this agreement so that we can get this on the books with Duke Energy, and they will be then prepared and ready to hold the pole when we get to it with the water main.
Further discussion or question by board members? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of approval of the agreement. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a pre-construction services agreement with Wygan for the fire station. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Director Kutchers.
Yes, this agreement between the city and Wygan would be for their pre-construction services as it relates to the design of the new fire station that will be built on Flax Mill Road. What these services provide are Wygan services to review the plans and that are being created by Shive Hattery as the architect, so that they can provide their thoughts and feedback as far as constructability and the best methods forward on building that. This is simply just the pre-construction services. This does not include the actual construction fees. These pre-construction services were $18,000 for them to do their pre-construction. It would be my recommendation that the board authorize the mayor to sign this agreement with Wygan so that we can continue to engage them in pre-construction services.
Further discussion or questions by board members?
Does this is for the design timeline?
Correct. This is very similar to the city building one. It was a CMC process as well. And this is only during the design, yes.
How long is that gonna last?
Shive Hattery's been working on it for several months now. We expect to still be within this with another 3 months or 4 months or so.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Was this all still out of the Riverboat Fund, the pre-start? Just checking.
Other questions? Not hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of the motion to authorize the pre-construction services agreement with Wygan. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is an agreement with GRIP Incorporated for sewer flow monitoring. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Director Kutchers.
Yes, this agreement with GRIP, we've actually done in the past as we prepared for the long-term control plan project. What we're looking to do is install 8 temporary sewer flow monitors mainly on the east side of the city, basically from Market Street and from the intersection of Market and First and going eastward, so that we can monitor the flows of the sewer during heavy rain events. We'll use that data then with the engineers to adequately size the next project we need to do to handle some of those combined sewers. This flow monitoring agreement would be for 8 temporary flow monitors for a period of about 3 to 4 months, depending on what kind of rain events we get this fall. The total agreement fee is for $20,800. This will be paid for out of funds left over from the sewer project on State Street several years ago. So it's already being funded through that route. So it would be my recommendation that the board authorize the mayor to sign this quote as well.
Questions by board members? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of the recommendation to sign the agreement. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Yep.
Next item on the agenda is Fire Department comp time. Is there a motion to, policy, is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Chief Johnson.
Afternoon. Just here to present to the board some changes that we've have for our comp time policy. Basically, we're increasing the maximum amount from 96 accrued hours to 120 hours. Also, doing some changings in that policy for some title changes we had last year, bringing that up to date with everything else that we have.
Questions by board members?
Are we voting on acceptance of this? Is that what this is? Or what prompted this? Is this something you've had in the works for a while?
Yeah, we're trying to get the comp time policy more manageable for the city and the firefighters to allow the firefighters to have the time off that they need, but still keep the time manageable that doesn't put the city in a financial burden.
Further questions? Not hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of approval of the new policy for the fire department comp time. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is ordinance enforcement. We have status hearings on 703 First Street and 1321 Gay Street. Is there a motion to bring the matter of 703 First Street to the floor for consideration and update?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Commissioner Paul.
Good afternoon. The property is owned by S. Chandler Kidd at 514 First Street. That order of enforcement was issued on April 23rd, 2025. There were 10 unsafe violations, 10 minimum housing violations, and 14 corrective measures for compliance. The Board of Works affirmed that order of enforcement on May 5th, 2025, assessed a civil penalty of $2,500. Then on June 2nd, the board did modify the order and allowed an extension for the owner to more time to try to complete the repairs. I have not had any contact with the owner, have tried contacting them, mail, phone, can't get a hold of anybody. So I only got back one quote to repair or replace that side of the roof and board over that upper sash, that window that's missing. You can actually see in the left-hand side of that picture, front there. The one came back from Rayco Home Services, which one of the owners of that is based here in Huntington, for $4,339. My recommendation would be to go ahead and have that roof repaired and the window boarded over. And at the same time, we would assess our $2,200 processing fee with that. If the board approves that, I would just need to provide them with 10 days' notice of the pending work to be done. And then we could proceed.
Board members, you have a recommendation here. Question or discussion?
Your email said something about a second quote?
They were supposed to get it to me, and they never got me anything.
And you said you contacted them through calls, email?
I tried on the phone, but the numbers we have aren't.
Okay, and you've mailed as well?
Yes. Left, all the information's been on the front door.
Do we have any
Their old address.
confirmation from anything that they've had to sign?
I don't think they've been picking up their certified mail. Oh, one just came back today?
What, it was returned? Oh. Is this what we normally do?
What's the next step? How do we get the sheriff involved and?
One question at a time. So. Commissioner Paul, elaborate on your recommendation a little bit further.
We, in the past, I believe we've only really done this once or twice. The alternative would be to seek bids for demolition. When I was in the house back in 2014, the interior wasn't, or no, 2024, the interior wasn't bad, except for a little small area on the back porch on the first floor where there was a fire. The interior wasn't bad. So, I mean, the board's discretion is you can make those repairs, secure it, leave it set, see what happens as far as whether it goes through a tax sale, or we can seek bids for demolition, or we can do both. I mean, we could seek bids for demolition and come back.
When was that picture taken?
Probably,
Have we been out there recently?
yes. Nothing's changed, it's just gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd really hate to take another house down for no reason. I mean, if it's not, I'd rather repair it and then,
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
take
another
smaller
means of addressing
steps.
the issue.
yeah. And I don't think taking it down is necessary at this point. I move to enforce the order of just repairing it and starting there rather than,
So if we repair it,
and then maybe move on to then take
Yeah.
further step to find the owner.
yeah.
And you assess the costs of the repair against the owner.
Yes.
It
And
would
then-
go on like a demolition lien that would go against the
Yeah,
property.
would just-
and then maybe look into willful noncompliance. I mean, if he's not, or they are not refusing to, but I don't think it's necessary to look at this
Yeah, I
point
mean,
if the house is
if-
definitely
If
not.
Shad seems to think that it's worth it,
Absolutely.
it's one less thing we'd have to tear down for sure.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
think
if
that's,
it's a viable
I don't think
building.
it's necessary.
And we would kick that cost down to whoever the next owner ended up being. How confident are you that you're not gonna hear from the second quote?
They were supposed to have it to me last week. They weren't gonna do it, they were supposed to call and let me know. They weren't gonna do it. So I anticipated
fine.
having that today.
The
And how much is it?
Property tax. Property tax
Tax current.
current. Going too fast to see. That's okay.
There's not been a payment since 2023, fall of '23.
Oh.
So it'll be going up.
How long has this owner had it?
Well, let's make sure we keep our focus germane
I'm
to the
sorry.
motion at hand.
Well, I didn't know if this was like a recent owner that just kind of, yeah. Okay,
A recommendation to repair the roof.
so moved.
Second.
A motion to uphold the order of enforcement and move forward with securing securing repairs on it. Got a motion and second. Further discussion and consideration? Not hearing any, we'll call the question in favor of the recommendation. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is 1321 Gay Street. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Commissioner Paul.
Yes, that property is owned by Kenneth Black III, 13 Gay Street. The order of enforcement was issued on May 27th, 2025. There were 13 unsafe violations, 12 minimum housing violations, 16 corrective measures for compliance with a initial deadline date of June 26th, 2025. Since the time the order's been issued, we've had no contact with anyone in regards to the order of enforcement. The inspection was done from the exterior. Those photos are from today. Looks like the yard maybe has been cleaned up a little bit, but nothing has been done for the corrective measures for compliance. My recommendation would be to seek demolition, or affirm the order of enforcement, and then seek demolition proposals to be open for consideration during the August 4th Board of Public Works and Safety meeting.
Is there a motion to affirm the order of enforcement and seek demolition bids?
I have a question. When did your first letter go out?
For the inspection,
Yeah.
April 28th.
April 28th. Okay, I move we affirm the order of enforcement and direct the building commissioner to seek demolition proposals and assess a fine for willful failure to comply in the amount of $2,500.
There's a second?
Second.
Further discussion and consideration?
And this was only on exterior, correct?
The inspection was done from the exterior only,
Okay.
yes.
Further discussion? Not hearing any, at this time, we'll call the question in favor of the motion to affirm and uphold the order of enforcement, seek demolition bids, and assess a $2,500 willful failure to comply fine. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Not aware of any miscellaneous items for the good of the order. We'll move along to accounts payable. Is there a motion to authorize payment of the bills incurred by the city of Huntington?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion and consideration. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Carries. All those in favor of adjournment, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.